Welcome to Will's World, your will overall, powered by Third Gen Physical Therapy and Sports Science Institute.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Whenever you're listening, thanks for listening. And we're back with another one. Before we get into the episode today, please like, share, subscribe, follow, comment. Let us know what you think about the content. Any question that you have, leave it in the comments and we'll be sure to answer them. In today's episode, we're going to talk about talent. And I think that topic itself is definitely used a lot as far as like how we view the world and what we think is what makes you great. So today's episode is titled "Talent is Not Enough," and within this episode, we're going to touch on three pieces of that topic, which is one, people really believe talent is enough; two, hard work over talent; three, failure is close. Now, people believing that talent is enough is there's nothing wrong with that. And what I mean by that, you got to have a belief in what ability you do have, right? The problem is when you get new information and you don't change your mindset, because just watch, a lot of people get to the pinnacle or something off their talent alone, right? They get there, and then all of a sudden they just get stuck. And what you have to realize is that your talent, is was given to you, by God, and as a result, you have to use it, right? Within the purpose of why it was given. So your gift makes room for you, which is your talent. And at the same time, when you have this, you have to make sure that you're approaching the task at hand with the proper, attention. And like, let me give you a great example. You can be a very talented athlete. All right. You can get all the way where you're going to the pro level with just your talent alone. Right. And when I say talent alone, I mean obviously people will help you put you in positions, but you didn't work on anything. You just got to get out of bed and you're great at what you do. But you get there and you realize that your talent doesn't keep you there. Just doesn't. It's certain things about the world that nobody wants to tell you, which is there's a certain price to be paid. There's things you have to sacrifice. There's people you have to move on from. There's people you need to introduce into your life. There's conversations that you have to have with people who you do not know. There's certain things that you have to change about what you used to do to be able to stick there. And if you don't, then you're just gonna get rolled over, washed out, moved out, and then now we're back at square one. So if you're an athlete and you get to a certain place, you have only have a small amount of time to capitalize on that talent. So you really have to capitalize on it. You have to do almost everything right, or the majority of things right. For instance, when you're an athlete and your attitude is crap, and you just have horrible attitude, right? People will tolerate you as long as your talent exceeds it. But as soon as your talent starts to go down and your attitude is still crappy, oh, they're getting you out of there. So you will make money for sure, but it doesn't keep you there. The talent just doesn't keep you there. There's a certain level of maturity that has to set in, which moves to the second part. Hard work has to become a thing because hard work will always outwork talent. At some point in time, you get to a place where even if you're more talented than the individual beside you, their ability to outwork you just supersedes everything. Nobody cares about your talent because your talent is a smaller piece of what the true task at hand requires. So if you're an athlete again, because this is just a good way to do it, there's a lot of LeBron Jameses who walk around who are just as athletic, as he is. We haven't met him. I'm serious. There's a lot of LeBron James in this world. We just haven't met him. They exist. But there's a certain level of focus, work ethic, follow through process that you have to be able to go through in order to get your talent seen. And then from there, that maturity has to continue to be able to sustain it. I've been around pro people who are in pro settings who hate it. They only play the sport because it makes them money. I'm talking about it is a prison for them. And so their talent is what they've used to get there, try to capitalize on it. But truth be told, they have no want to stay there. And their money is going just as quick as their career is going. And then when it's over, the lifestyle doesn't change. So the money really burns up because you only have a certain pot to pull from for a certain amount of time. So if we go back to the level of hard work, right? At some point in time, you do have to have an ability, right? You have to. But you have to nurture and cultivate that talent you have, that gift you have. Like when the lights are off, nobody's watching, right? That's when you become great. The whole, the end point of I make a touchdown or I get a touchdown or I make a basket or I hit a ball, hit a home run, whatever, right? That's the end point. But you can't do that if you haven't put the time in. You will do it, but it's not enough times of you doing it to make people believe it that you are truly that great. So you will hit a random home run every, 30, 40 games. But nobody cares because it's just a random home run. It's not believable. You have to mature into a person who has a level of work ethic. And people know when I talk about work ethic, what I mean is that how long can you do something consistently? Work ethic is how long can you do something consistently, not how many things you can do. How long can I get out my bed, go to the gym, and work out in order to improve upon my God gifted ability? Because that's all it is, consistency. It's a math problem. If I get out the bed and go do this one thing for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 times a day, I'm mathematically going to improve on that thing. And whoever had talent, I'm just going to pass you because you can't time travel and get that time back that I've actually put in. Doesn't matter how great you are, eventually your talent's going to run out. So that's what happens a lot of times. Like you have to be really aware of the fact that there's also other things that come into play when you get to a certain place in the world, when you're in a certain environment that your talent got you there, right? But it's people there who do not want you there. So you there, you use your talent. You haven't really worked hard, but you use your talent. Now you're there. Now you have to evolve. That's hard because if you don't, failure is close. Failure is so close because a lot of people will restrict you from being able to use your talent if they realize that, hey, you only got here because you're good at it. I got here the other way. Or, hey, you got here because you're good at it. I got here because I'm good at it. But both of us can't be here. Just the world we live in, which is why failure is close. You have to evolve. You can't just rely on your talent. There's a certain level of consistency that has to occur, maturity, evolution, tact. You have to get to a place of understanding how to be able to become the thing you need to become in order to sustain the success because of your talent. And you can't link your talent to some validation. You just have to link your talent to the purpose, the why. Why am I doing this? What I am trying to get out of this. As a result of doing so, then you can find some level of success within that. But talent is not enough. It's just not. It's not. You have to make sure that you take and cultivate it. And if you do that, you will have a lot more success. You will be able to really get to a place where you find some peace, some fulfillment. And then once that journey is over, you'll be able to transition to something that was even, bigger than your talent. And that's the place you're trying to really get to. where the talent that you use set a legacy or set something up for you the rest of your life because of the fact that you took that talent and you did not, just rely on it only. You cultivated it and you grew it, and now it has given you an abundance of things. Hopefully today's episode, man, some things were said that you all can take and use and you can apply. Hopefully that you're not in a place where you um heard what I said, and due to the messenger, maybe you didn't receive it. Hopefully, if you can't use it, someone can use it close to you. And I pray that going forward, that you're able to find your true purpose and get your talent in that align to be able to make sure you fulfill yourself. With that being said, I hope you have a blessed one. I'll catch you in the next one.